All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about sales. I just got back from an interview because I'm looking to change industries. I am looking to get into sales because it, for me, creates the most opportunity for growth. I've always liked jobs that if you're working harder, you get paid more. That's why I've always loved serving because it didn't make sense to me if I'm standing somewhere and we're dead, but then another shift I'm working my ass off, but both days I'm getting paid the same. I've always loved jobs where when you're working harder, you're getting paid more. And sales doesn't always mean working harder gets paid more because obviously there's a lot of skills that go into it. But that's basically the essence of the industry, and that's why it's intriguing to me. So, in this video, I've got a couple notes. I'm going to talk about sales, the benefits, the opportunities, and a little bit of the risk. So, like I mentioned before, sales is performance based, and a lot of times it's commission based. And when you get into the real sales job, like what I'm looking to get into, you are commission based, and that can be a scary thing for people to hear and possibly experience. And I'm a little bit nervous because it's not anything I've ever experienced before. If you don't make sales, you don't get paid. And that's why salespeople are always so hungry and they work a lot of the time and they're always on their phone and they're always looking for the next deal because things might be going good one month. That doesn't mean that they'll be going forever. And sometimes you don't know how long that money's going to last you. So whenever you have the opportunity to earn, you always need to be earning. And that could be to be saving for a later day, to save for a rainy day. You never really know. And that can be scary for some people because a lot of jobs that most people work is an hourly job. You show up and you get paid. As long as you're there, you get paid. As long as you aren't fired, you're getting paid. Whether it's busy, whether it's slow, whether it's rainy, whether it's snowy, whether people are in town, whether people are out of town for winter, you're getting paid. And that creates a sense of security. So sales can be really scary in that aspect. One thing I do like about it is that there's an aspect of sales that it requires you to be better. And what I mean by this is that say you are at a base pay job and you show up and your attitude is a little bit lackluster. You don't really enunciate things. You're kind of, oh, welcome. Yeah, we have that over there. And yeah, we can help you. You're not really paying attention to people. You're not trying to care for others. You're not trying to serve your customer. How do you think you're going to do in business? Do you think people are going to buy from you, or are they going to go to the energetic salesman that actually comes up, actually looks them in the eye, and actually shakes their hand? So what I like about sales is it requires you to be better. You have to bring more energy. You have to know more. If you don't know what you're talking about, do you think they're going to buy from you? You have to become trustworthy. You have to earn trust. You have to do all these things that sometimes in regular jobs and in regular life, people can kind of skip over because it's not a requirement. They're going to get paid either way. They're not scared. Another thing I like about it is that I'm a highly competitive person. And I know when I see a leaderboard, if I see my name, I'm trying to get to the top. I don't want to sit at the bottom. And I've always been the type, because I believe we're all equal in a sense that anything they can do, I can do. So if I'm on the same leaderboard as somebody and maybe I'm selling whatever item it is, I'm selling 10 and they're selling 30 and they're consistently selling 30, I'm going to be trying to beat that. I don't care if I need to watch them, stalk them, check their notes, see what they're doing. What is the difference? Why are they performing better? So I love to compete, and I know I'm a former ex-athlete. I have heard that former ex-athletes do well in sales, and I think that's something that's going to be able to resonate with me. So I'm excited about that. And another thing is that sales is kind of the key to every industry, because if you think about it, sales is something you can enter with little to no education. You're not going to 8 years of university to become a salesman. You can become a salesman, even if it's a low level opportunity just to get yourself in the door. What do you think happens when you become the top salesman? If you were to approach another company in another industry and you say, hey, this is my history, this is how much I've made them, because you're literally making other people money. This is how much I've earned for myself. This is my skills, my competencies, my understanding of sales and handling objections and customer needs. And you bring that to somebody else, don't you think they'd be interested? So it's kind of like the perfect resume. Whereas if I go to job X that is a completely different industry than job Y and I'm not selling, and I give them my resume, they'd be like, what makes you think that you are qualified to work here? What skills do you have that are transferable? Where everyone knows sales is key. Sales is a major key to every single business. If you're not making sales, you're not making money, and everybody's going home. Like everything in life, with greater risk, a lot of times comes greater reward. Obviously, you want to mitigate your risks, and how you mitigate your risks in sales, and what I plan to do is you have to become the best you can possibly be. Because what's riskier? A salesman that doesn't train, doesn't study the material, and doesn't put in extra hours, only clocks in when the shift starts and leaves the second it's done? Or the person that spends more time in the books, spends more time around the mentors, the sales, the coaches, and stays a little bit extra. They show up a little bit early and they stay a little bit later. That is the only way to mitigate your risk in something like that. Lastly, the point that really intrigues me with sales is I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I've tried a couple things. I've done a lot of things, and I've actually made quite a bit of money when I was in X areas. But I never found my thing. I haven't found my lane, and that's been a problem in my life, and something that I'm focusing on solving right now. Is in sales, you kind of get to become your own business, because if I don't make sales, then I don't eat. So you're incentivized to create money for yourself, create a clientele for yourself, go and get traction, create media, create, opportunities for yourself. You're not sitting in a business waiting for things to get handed to you. So it's a very close symmetrical line to entrepreneurship without taking that step. And although it is risky, you're also not paying for a building. You're not paying other people's salaries and paychecks. You get to give away a lot of the risks of being an entrepreneur while gaining a lot of benefits and skills. So nothing in life is guaranteed. And I just think it's a beautiful industry and a beautiful opportunity. I don't know where it's going to go, but these are just my thoughts before I step into the industry. And if you're a former salesman or salesperson and you have experience, or you tried it, didn't like it, or you failed, or you're doing great, or you're looking to get into it, drop a comment below. I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say if you have any advice for me, and I'm excited to see where this opportunity takes us.